Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm making a video on Uber and I will be covering a couple things on my list right here, and that's like how to get a 5-star diamond rating on Uber as a Uber driver, how to treat your customers, how to stay awake while driving, how to make more money, how to deal with pets, or my opinion on pets, where to find restrooms, what kind of car you should get or have, and how much money I make doing Uber. I think a lot of people want to know how much I make doing Uber, and I will show you a screen recording here. So on this screen recording, keep in mind you have the time it took me online and time it took me active, how many trips I did, and the amount of make for that week. So this is a 7-day period. I get paid every Tuesday, and you just gotta do the math. Divide the total amount I made that week by the amount of trips or hours or online active, whatever you want to do, and that make your mind up based on that. It kind of shows also how much I got in tips, promotions. So it does tell you if I got promotions or not, if I did a bonus. Okay, all the way in the bottom you can see. So pause the video to do your calculations. I kind of see that I get an average maybe like $27 an hour. But if I were to like take into account the gasoline cost me around 200. So 7 times 30, $210 a week. If I were to do 7 days, a week, 12 hours a day, I think it would be like $210 a week, and I would make maybe $2,000 probably with the bonuses. So like $1,600 from just rides and tips, and then another $400 from bonuses in the weekdays and the weekends. Remember, you get both weekend and weekday bonuses if you complete them. So that's my conclusion. And also, if you take into account your car payment is about, comes out to maybe with insurance, comes out to maybe like 140, 150 a week. So subtract that, so you're left with like 2,000 minus 210 minus 150, 1,640. And taxes, I still haven't done my taxes, so I don't know how they're gonna come out. So I still gotta figure that out, and I'll post a video on that once I do them. So you can see I kind of make like between $25 an hour and $32 an hour. It just depends, how many hours I put in, how many bonuses I try to aim for. Some weeks you have low bonuses, some weeks you have high bonuses. The bonuses range from $120, $130 for 80 rides to up to like $300 for 80 rides. And the lowest is 50 rides, and with 50 rides you get a bonus of like I think 90 bucks, 50. It's a little bit when you do 50, but the more you do, the better. And you have a bonus from Monday to Thursday night, and then you have a bonus from Friday to Sunday night. It's technically Monday to Friday at 4 a.m. but I just, nobody's gonna be really working up to 4 a.m. on Friday unless they're really trying to catch up, which is kind of cool. They let you catch up, but I count as 4 days and a 3-day bonus. Okay, so the 4-day tends to be less sometimes than the weekend bonus. It just changes all the time. You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes it looks like you're not gonna get a bonus, and then all of a sudden they automatically put that for you as you have to complete 80 trips. And that happened to me last week, where I'm like, oh shoot, they didn't offer me a bonus, but they actually did put it there, but I have to do 80 is kind of a lot. You have to do 20 trips a day, and that takes maybe like up to like 12 hours sometimes, but like pretty much around 10 hours or more to do 20 trips. And I tend to accept anything, and I go anywhere. I'm that kind of person, just accepts everything. So let's go over 5-star rating now. The 5-star rating I accept everything again. I clean car every day that I do Uber, just about every day. Sometimes the car wash is closed because it's raining, but I wash it through a drive-through. I pay $16 a month and I get unlimited washes, and I get a really great vacuum. You know, they have a vacuum that sucks up all the dirt really well. And I also have, like, you know, these little claws to sometimes clean the window, but I for sure clean the surrounding part of the car. Yeah, my car is white, and the bottom part and the leather seats as well. So I have vegan leather seats, and I always have them in good condition, and that's very important so that people are seeing that you are always on top of your game. You know what I'm saying? I have chargers as well. I have, this is my setup right here. Let me show you my setup. This is my setup. I have these right here. They go around the seats. It's a 6-foot charger. I tuck them in here and they just grab them. I have one for iPhone. I have one for a USB-C cable. I also have a third one right here, and this is for music, and it's for the iPhone. And then I have my own charger up here. So this Prius comes with a lot of chargers, which is pretty amazing. It's a 2022. I financed it. I'm paying $510 a month, and insurance wise it's $140 a month full coverage. And that's also because I have other cars that I have on Turo, and that kind of helps me lower down the monthly payments. The next thing is dealing with customers. You want to make sure, you know, when they come in, you got to read their body language, if they want to talk or not. I don't force any talking. If they want to talk, and then if I talk, it's because they want to talk. You know, it's not because I really want to talk. I'm really more like a quiet person, but if they want to talk, I'll talk. And, you know, like, it's if it's quiet, like, I turn on the music. But, you know, I'm always like neutral about it. I never force conversation, and I'm always open-minded to, like, their opinion, because sometimes they want to talk and they're very strong in their opinions. They might want to say something that not trying to offend you, but they say something that, you know, is probably against your beliefs and stuff like that. But just go with it, you know. Always be open-minded, and remember that they're just coming from a place that they're comfortable with. You know, they grew up a certain way. I grew up a certain way. So you could agree that you know where they come from. And I am going to keep my opinion to myself, because at the end of the day, it's not worth arguing over something when you're just doing a ride. You know, they're going to get out of the car and it's over, right? Like, you don't have to, you know, hear them anymore. If they're saying something that's inappropriate, just be like, okay, you know, that's crazy. I even agree with stuff I don't agree with, because I know where they're coming from. You know, like, they grew up a certain way, and that's why they believe a certain thing, and that's fine. Everybody has a right to believe whatever they want to believe, and I am no way gonna try to change somebody's opinion. I like asking more questions, like, oh, what made you think that way? Or like, oh, what do you think about this? Just to see more of where they're coming from, you know, because I have that curiosity. I am a very curious person to know, like, oh, why did they think that way? Why did that? But I never really try to challenge that. So I just try to keep it simple. I don't try to get too in depth with their life. You know, I don't ask too many personal questions. I tend to not ask personal questions. They just tend to, like, tell me. I'm like, oh, that's great. I make a comment, and they like sharing. You know, some people like sharing, some people just quiet. When it comes to girls, women, I don't talk to them at all. You know, it's already a tough place to be when a woman steps into a car with the male. I already know that, you know, they're scared because they don't know what to expect. You know, there's crazy men out there that are pretty much harassing by saying inappropriate comments. So I just keep to myself when it comes to women, even when it comes to men, but even more so for women. I don't really necessarily say hi or how you doing. I just like, oh, hi, and like, I just confirm their name, and that's it. If they talk, it's like, okay, you know, I keep it very neutral, and I don't ask personal questions. It all depends on the comfort level, right? Guys, you know, some are very cool, some are too open and they share too many things. I was like, whoa, like you should probably keep that to yourself. Funny story, this guy, you know, just started talking about how he had a side piece, how he had too many things, so I'm not even gonna go into it, never mind. So I'm also flexible with customers. If they have, you know, bags that they have from a hotel, they're moving to another place, I help them with the bags, put them in the back, I open the back door for them, because the Prius, you can't really open the trunk, you have to go back there, press the button. If they, instead of being dropped off at the specific spot, you know, I'll drop them off, like if they need a block away, then okay, you know, it's fine, you know, be flexible. But I don't try to do too much where I'm gonna take them to another part of the city or pick them up at a different part of the city. So I make sure, you know, I cancel if I don't feel comfortable with something. But most of the time it's everything's pretty cool. What else? Yeah, I think most of the time I just stay quiet. Like maybe 80% of the time I'm just dead silence, just music playing in the background. One thing I also want to add is that I also tend to put the mirror up so that I don't see their eyes or their face, just so I don't make that awkward eye contact when you're looking behind the rear view mirror. I just, to avoid that awkward contact, I just put kind of like the mirror so I don't, again, see their face. Next, how to stay awake. Also, like, before I move on, you know, I haven't had any bad experiences. The only like kind of bad experience where some woman, some lady, or you know, like a 20-something-year-old told me to, you know, hurry up, because she was wanting me to hurry up to get to like a very far place. So it's almost an impossible thing unless I'm driving 90 miles per hour. And I try to like kind of go fast, but you know, that was like one of my first rides when I first started off, you know. And after that I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that, it's not safe. And you know, I should just, you know, I should have just canceled and told them like, hey, you know, I can't be doing this. Or just, you know, told them like, hey, I'm not gonna go fast, and avoid confrontation. You know, I did avoid the confrontation with that person. That person obviously was going through some stuff because she was picking up her child from a, pretty much where they take away your children because you can't take care of them. And so I was like, oh, I mean, she probably has other types of issues, mental health issues and stuff like that. So, you know, you could give them a bad rating so you don't have them next time. At the end of the trip, you know, you don't have to like argue with them at the spot. You could just wait and put up with it. And then towards the end of the ride, just give them a bad grade and be like, hey, you know what, like, give them a 1-star, 2-star, whatever, so that you don't get them again. Also, next is staying awake. For me, I like to carry my water. I like to eat light food. So don't eat too many carbs, too many bread or sugars. Try to stay away from that. I sometimes chew gum. I have my AirPods with me all the time. And I listen to comedy if I'm like really kind of falling asleep. Comedy kind of keeps me awake because I have to listen to the joke to get it. You know, I have some coffee here, which is a little bag. And all I do with this bag is I pinch some and I just take some, like a little bit. I work out a little bit before going to work. Today I didn't. I'll probably do like a little bit of squats, but basically like I get some dumbbells, like 30 pounds, and I do a squat and press. So I squat, go back up, and then go up with my arms. And I sometimes open the windows so that I get some air flowing. And if the customer talks, I engage them. That way, like, they help me stay awake. You know, it's bad. Like, I don't know if I have that problem or other drivers have that problem. But also, you know, after a ride, I turn off the app or put coffee break, and I just walk around, park somewhere, walk around the car, stretch a little bit, jump a little bit, you know, like try to get the blood flowing. Sometimes I call somebody just to get the mind active again. What else? Making more money. How do you make more money? Well, you just accept everything. For me, it's accept everything. No matter where I am, I don't try to necessarily drive back to like a busy area. I just kind of stick around. I kind of tend to drive while I don't have anything, just to see if I get close to anything. I don't know. I don't really stick around just waiting to get a ride. I just drive. Since I do have a hybrid, it does help. What else? Pets. When it comes to pets, it's not, you know, yesterday I had a dog, and I do have Uber Pet, so I let the dog in, and it was just kind of a mess. It left a lot of hairs all over my seats. It slobbered all over the mirror, the window, which I was able to clean up pretty easily. But there was hair everywhere, and it scratched up a little bit of my leather, vegan seats, vegan leather seats, and also like the door kind of scratched. So I didn't like that, so I turned off Uber Pet, because I don't know, I feel like people are not really like that. Was kind of inconsiderate of just having the dog. Like she was trying to do whatever she could to like keep the dog in place, but you know, it was probably best to keep the dog in the bottom, not at the window. And that was, you know, my fault too, because I'm like, oh yeah, you can lower the window and stuff. But next time, if I do let a dog in, I kindly ask firmly, like, hey, I would like to have the dog down there because of this so and so. Yeah, and like, you know, they could leave a smile, so they could throw up, the dogs could do all that. Also with customers, you know, I do sometimes do night shifts, and I have a bag. This is not a puke bag, but this is a regular bag. I didn't even know there was puke bags, but I should probably get some of those on Amazon. So when it's drunk people, I just go along with it, like, yeah, because I know they're drunk. You know, you can't beat a drunk person in arguments, so just go with it. If they're being obnoxious, just go with it. I mean, I personally, I could take it. I think, you know, I haven't really been in a really bad situation, but because at the end of the day, the ride's gonna be over and they're gonna be gone, right? It's temporary. Up to you, you know. If you don't want to do drunk people, don't work nights, because you're gonna get drunk people. They're gonna be obnoxious, and it's fine. So for me, you know, I could deal with it, because I think sometimes it's funny. You know, they say funny stuff. And I, you know, when I'm with friends, I drink sometimes, and it's funny. Like, you know, we're just chilling, we're just trying to have a good time and everything. And when it's drunk people, I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm understanding, just trying to get them home, and I'm extra patient. You know, I treat them as if, you know, as if they're like a friend. You know, I don't want to say something to offend them, so I treat them with special treatment. Basically, I'm just like, yeah, extra kind, extra patient, because it's temporary. I'm not gonna have them in the car all day, so it's just a couple, you know, like 30 minutes, hopefully not more. And you know, it's just part of the job, basically, what I'm saying. Restrooms, you could go to the mall, you could go to the parks, public parks, you go to restaurants, and you know, you knock out two out of the way. You know, you get your food, you get your break, and you get restroom all in one. All right, what kind of car you should get? You know, I think a hybrid would be ideal, and also an electric car. In terms of monthly payments between an electric car, so if you take into consideration a hybrid, you have to pay gas, you know, you financed it, this and this. It kind of balances out with an electric car, but I don't have full experience with an electric car, because I did hear electric cars have expensive car maintenance when it comes to like repairs. Not maintenance, more like if the window screeches, or if you need to fix some type of like electronic component. I've heard it's expensive, so I don't know if it balances out evenly. But right now, I'm still siding with a hybrid car. Hopefully gas prices drop down significantly in the coming months, because it's getting pretty crazy. Otherwise, yeah, maybe a electric car may be better. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Tesla. It would be cool if it was a Tesla, but if not, you know, I'll probably settle for like an electric Kia or so, because at the end of the day, electric cars don't differ from each other, not that much. The quality of the motor, electric motor, is pretty much the same. I would think so, because the same components. when it comes to cars, they all have like different components, different way of igniting the, like it's like a double cam type of, like, I don't even know much about cars, to be honest. How many cylinders they have, how many liters it takes, or something, I don't know. But too many components in a gas car. Prius has proven itself to be a reliable car, so I like it. Damn, about to be an accident right here in a parking lot. Yoy. All right, what else? I think that's pretty much it, guys and gals. That's it. Yeah, I'll see you all on the next video. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I work 5 days, sometimes 6 days. I work, you know, between 7 hours to 12 hours, depending. And I start random hours. I start sometimes in the noon, sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes in the morning. Today I started at 9 in the morning. So it always shifting around. So see you all next video. Bye bye. Hey everybody, another thing before I forget, which is very important and is often overlooked. It matters how you drive, it matters the speed you're going at, and it matters how careful you are. Alright, it's important that you're not braking too fast. It's important that you're driving at the right speed. I tend to drive like 5 miles per hour above the speed limit when it's below 50 miles per hour. And when it's above 50 miles per hour, I tend to drive 10 miles per hour above the speed limit and try not to go past that. You know, 10 miles above in the 50 to 80 zone is okay. Here in Los Angeles, often 65 miles per hour in the freeway, so I go 75. And so it's important because, you know, some people get impatient, and if you are driving slow, and you're gonna kind of, it's likely they're gonna kind of get irritated. But if you're very careful, you can drive, you know, at decent speeds and very carefully. So you just got to be very watchful of your surroundings. Sometimes you're in areas like South Central where, you know, people are driving pretty fast on a 25 mile per hour road, and sometimes they even they pass the red lights, or they go on the opposite side of the opposing traffic just to go around people. So it's places like that, it's hectic, but, you know, just be careful. You know, you don't want to get road rage with anybody. You know, just right now when I'm dropping off this person, on my way to dropping him off, there's this guy who didn't really stop, and I got to the stop first. It was kind of pretty much the same, and I was gonna go, but he just went for it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And, you know, it's easy to get tipped off by other people. For instance, right now I'm blocking, kind of. And so you never know what people have in their cars. They could have a gun, they could have a knife, and you do not want to get into an argument or in a fight. Avoid that at all costs. It's not worth it. It's not worth pulling out your finger. You know, I have people honk at me, and, you know, just for merging in. Like, I'm not cutting anybody off, I just merge in, but people take it as an offense, like, oh, how dare this Prius get in front of me. And they start honking and flipping you off, and I'm just pretending it's not even there. You know, just, if they want to hit me, okay, you know, we're gonna go through some insurance. But be very careful when you're driving. Be very cautious. Don't drive too tired. Like, it's dangerous, just as dangerous as driving drunk. If you're gonna go out partying, make sure you get your 8 hours of sleep or more. Don't drive tired.